Hi, thank you for joining me. I am Pastor Maxwell Nnawuihe. It is breaking news. It is breaking news. To some people, it is not a breaking news. To some people, it is a breaking news. President Muhammadu Buhari is dead. President Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of Nigeria, is dead. He died in London at the age of 82, as we were meant to understand. As I said seconds ago, to some people, this is a breaking news. To some people, it is not a breaking news. Some people are hearing this for the first time, and there are those who have had it before now. I believe some of you that are watching now understand what I'm saying. This is Maxwell Nnawuihe. We combine the Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu's update with motivational and inspirational contents. Look in the description below this video. You will find other relevant videos that will inspire and guide your life in the aspect of the release of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu and the Biafra independence update. You're going to find a lot of videos on this channel. Follow me across all socials. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification button. Some people today are happy and excited, and they received this news as a welcome development. Long awaited news to some of them. That is what some of them are saying today. Okay, while some people are crying, there are people who are also crying. Okay, that is life. What you like, others dislike. So that is it. He's dead. This is to let us know that life is transient. No one will live upon the face of the earth forever. And this consciousness and understanding should guide us in the way we conduct our life, regardless of what we think is of great advantage at our disposals. In the leadership positions, whether it is politics, organization, company, business, family, in a leadership position, we must be very careful how we conduct our lives and go about our leadership activities because of posterity and legacy. One day, we will not be here on earth again. This is not a matter of when did he die. That is not the question now. As I said minutes ago, to some people, it is not a breaking news. To people like us, for me, it is not a breaking news. We are already aware of this. We have talked about this in time past. But the truth is that no matter how they try to hide the truth and bury the truth and stifle the truth and silence the voice of the truth at the end of the day shall prevail. Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu is locked away in the DSS dungeon in Abuja, Nigeria. Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu is still alive. He was renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria by President Muhammadu Buhari. Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu was tortured in Kenya for 8 days before he was renditioned to Nigeria. He survived all the inhuman treatment, degrading treatment, abandonment, denial of his fundamental human rights, and access to his personal physicians. Still, God preserved his life. But those who were bent on killing him, exterminating his life, today you are hearing the news. He's dead at the age of 82. So the Nigeria presidency has confirmed that former President Muhammadu Buhari passed away on July 13th, 2025 in London at about 4:30 p.m. GMT after a prolonged illness while receiving medical treatment in the UK. His press secretary confirmed that the former president's departure was on the 13th of July 2025. And we all know that this is not the date of his actual death. So please share this video everywhere. Share it everywhere. We are praying for the unconditional release of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu. No one has his life in his hands. Those who are persecuting Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu, those who are working very hard to ensure that Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu is not released from the DSS dungeon in Abuja, Nigeria. The Bible said that it is appointed unto man once to die, and after that, judgment follows. Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu will survive. As many that are standing and working very hard to ensure that he dies, he will outlive them by the grace of God. Justice cannot be killed. It doesn't matter the brute and the force. It doesn't matter the guns and the bullets. It does not matter the political powers and influences that you wield and exert today. Share this video, like this video. That is the first thing to do. Like the video. Put the heart emoji. Put it. That red emoji. Heart. Put it in the chat section. Comment. We will reply to you. Don't forget other videos that are here on this channel that are very critical and very important. Remember, the next court update of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu is fast approaching. Don't lose consciousness of that. We don't want to be distracted by the announcement of the death of Muhammadu Buhari in order to distract some people from the court update of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu that is coming this week. Don't lose focus. Share this video immediately, like it, and then comment and subscribe to this channel. I am giving you the update about the death of Muhammadu Buhari, the medical journey and cause of death. Buhari traveled to London in April 2025 for what was reported as a routine checkup. The routine checkup of his health, or his health according to the report, escalated into a longer hospital stay after he became seriously ill, according to them, and died in the process. The same truth they have been running away to speak. The same truth that many of them have been running away, fighting to make sure that nobody exposes and says it. It has come out. His spokesperson noted he was stable and responding well to treatment. However, media insiders later revealed he spent time in the ICU, which is intensive care unit. He was battling an intestinal disorder worsened by advanced age. That is according to Sahara reporters. As of now, no official medical cause has been provided. Maybe in the next few hours, in the next few days, or in the next few weeks, they may try to put up one or two medical cause of death together and bring to the public knowledge for their consumption. But we understand better. No official medical cause of death has been provided. Given his age and underlying conditions, it seems the illness became progressively fatal. Official statements have not disclosed a specific cause of death, citing family privacy and medical confidentiality. When last did you hear from the wife of late former President Muhammadu Buhari, Aisha Buhari? When last did you hear from her? When last? Since how many years? When last did you hear from the former First Lady, Aisha Buhari? When last did you hear from her? I know that you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, legacy, polarizing, complex, contradictory, failures and criticisms of Muhammadu Buhari, economic decline. His presidency between 2015 to 2023 coincided with Nigeria's most severe economic slump. This period was marked by recession and high inflation. Many people have not been able to wade their way out of it till now. Many people have not survived the economic recession that they found themselves in the time of the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari. Youth unemployment was near 20%, according to the Washington Post. Medical tourism, these are some of his failures and criticisms during his administration as the president. Remember, it was the former president of America that played a major role that brought Buhari to power in democracy. I'm not talking about his military regime. You know the coup in the 1983 and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. the austerity measure when he was the military head of state of Nigeria. That is not what we are talking about. We are talking about when Obama orchestrated his comeback into power in democracy. Medical tourism. He spent so many days outside the country on medical tourism than he spent in Nigeria, than he spent to lead Nigerians. Despite pledging to stop medical tourism, President Muhammadu Buhari spent about 230 days abroad in the United Kingdom for health reasons. For health reasons. And some of us really know what happened along the line, but it was withheld. The information was hidden from the general public. And some people who are highly placed sat on top of the information. So the medical tourism drew criticism over his neglect of the Nigerian healthcare system. Also, security failures. The government of Muhammadu Buhari claimed victory over Boko Haram. However, we discovered that the insurgency persisted while he was in power before his tragic death. His regime's crackdown, including the End SARS protests, resulted in civilian deaths. This led to continued civil unrest, as most of you today can recall. Human rights allegations in 2021, which is so outstanding, was the extraordinary rendition of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria under the worst and the most controversial legal grounds, which drew widespread condemnation, including from the EU and from the United Nations, Amnesty as well, and a lot of other governments of the world. Still, the UN judgment gave the administration and the government of Muhammadu Buhari 6 months ultimatum. Between the 30th of March and the 8th of April that judgment was given in 2022, they were given 6 months from the date I mentioned now to release Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu unconditionally and pay him adequate compensation. This UN judgment contains about 114 paragraphs delivered in the favor of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu, and a great indictment on the Nigerian government led by the now late President Muhammadu Buhari. He refused to comply. The appeal court judgment that discharged and acquitted Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu, they refused to comply. Democratic milestone, according to them. According to the Washington Post, in 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari ousted the former president, who was then the incumbent president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, being what marked the first peaceful transfer of power to an opposition candidate in the Nigeria history. As I said minutes ago, Barack Obama played a major role. How many of you still remember the Bring Back Our Girl, Bring Back Our Girl, Bring Back the Chibok Girls? One of the strongest flag campaigns that was mounted, organized, used as major tool to kick the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, out of office. How many of the girls have been brought back? I have asked this question in my previous videos. Up to now, many people cannot provide the answer to it. And that was one of the strongest points of the campaign of the now late Muhammadu Buhari, that upon the assumption of office, that he's going to make sure that the girls are brought back. He was going to defeat Boko Haram within 6 months. That he was going to build one refinery each year of his first tenure. In other words, within the space of 4 years of his first tenure, he was going to build 4 refineries functional in Nigeria. And we are told he has done his second tenure, even when we know that was not true. But albeit, he did his first tenure 8 years, did his second tenure, he did his first tenure 4 years, his second tenure 8 years. no functional refinery. Even the 4 existing refineries, there was no turnaround maintenance and revamping of the refineries to make sure they can at least produce what Nigerians can locally consume, petroleum products. What about the dollar he talked about, that he was going to equal $1 to 1 naira? Before Muhammadu Buhari left office, dollar was around 400 naira, and today we know how much it is. Political stagnation. Citizens of Nigeria, they actually criticized a lack of coherent development and sluggish reforms that fell short of campaign promises of the former president, now late President Muhammadu Buhari. Anti-corruption campaign. Under him, the EFCC, we were told that they secured about 600 convictions. These included high-profile arrests. However, some people actually highlighted that the efforts of the so-called convictions of the EFCC, the anti-graft agents or agency, was politically selective. As I said minutes ago, Muhammadu Buhari renditioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In 2021, it is now about 4 years. It was so highly controversial. It was against the international laws as depicted or as seen in the judgment of the Federal High Court sitting at Umuahia, 20th of January 2022 by Justice Benson Anya, and also the judgment of the Appeal Court, 13th of October 2022, and the judgment of the Supreme Court. All of these judgments and several others that I have not mentioned, they were all condemning the way and manner that President Buhari brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria to face trial. And regardless of all of these judgments, his administration did not comply with the court judgment to do what is constitutionally right, to rectify, to amend the errors and the mistakes his administration has made in the case of trying to pursue or secure conviction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the courts of Nigeria. The legacy of a polarizing leader, notable failures, economic backslide between 2015 and 2023, as I said earlier. What are the lessons moving forward? Number one, promise versus delivery. Political pledges must be backed by local capacity in the areas of healthcare, security, and economy. Buhari's shortcomings in these areas serve as a stark lessons. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released immediately. The captor is dead. He should be let go. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon in Abuja, Nigeria. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should do all he can as soon as possible. Within this month, as soon as this case has become the worst ridicule that Nigeria has been subjected to by the former administration led by now late President Muhammadu Buhari. It is not intelligent and it is not wise in leadership to inherit the enemy of your friend, who is not actually your enemy. We were told that in politics there is no permanent enemy and there is no permanent friend. Why make Nnamdi Kanu your permanent enemy, even though he is not involved in politics? I am just trying to draw the analogy. Medical transparency, lack of clarity around the health of the former president fostered mistrust. Open reporting and health infrastructures investments are so vital, which he failed to invest in. We remember that there was a time that the former first lady, was openly saying it in the media that there was no syringe and there was no paracetamol in Aso Rock. How many of you can still remember that the former first lady the wife of the late president, Muhammad Buhari, Aisha Buhari, she actually said that even in the Asorok clinic, that billions were voted into the budget yearly, the clinic in the Asorok, that there was no syringe and there was no paracetamol, much less to deliver a very complicated medical operation or activities to save life in Asorok. But he spent more than 230 days on medical tourism abroad. Selective justice undermines rule of law. Anti-corruption efforts must be impartial to build public confidence, which was actually found wanting in the administration of the late president. Legacy is not one-dimensional, which we also saw in the case of his leadership, or in the course of his leadership. It was one-dimensional, whereas it should not be one-dimensional. Buhari's tenure reminds us that leaders can simultaneously break ground and fall short. He came back as the president of Nigeria in democracy. He was there as the head of state during the military regime. What impact did he make? He had two opportunities to transform Nigeria, but he failed. Release Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu unconditionally. This is what the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu should do immediately. As I said minutes ago, the captor of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu is officially pronounced dead. Therefore, let him go. Muhammad Buhari could not secure the conviction of Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu while he was alive. Neither will President Bola Ahmed Tinubu secure it. Because before God and before man, Maxwell Nnawuihe Kanu has not committed any offense known to law. Like this video immediately. Share this video everywhere. Put your comment in the chat section. I am Pastor Maxwell Nnawuihe, and I will see you again in another powerful video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye from here.